I think one of the hardest things to do is to push record on a camera in like a setting that you don't really feel totally comfortable with filming in and just talking. It's weird when I'm out hiking, you just push the camera and I feel at ease, because it's just, you're out with nature, you're out, living a dream, and it's easy to talk to. You're very easy to talk to. You should, pat yourself on the back because, we got a thing. But I'm no longer on the trail, as you can tell. I mean, unless this is a fancy new shelter along the AT, I'm not on the trail. All right, so a couple days ago, I went back out on the AT after 3 days of rest, trying to rest my feet. And honestly, when I started out, my feet felt fantastic. I thought, hey, maybe I got this licked. My mind was very positive. My body, minus my feet, was just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so I had an 11.1 mile day planned to go from Winding Stair Gap to Waya Bald. There's a shelter up at the top of the mountain there. And started off, things were great. And then slowly I started to feel some of the pain from earlier trickle back in. And about mile 4, I stepped down. And it wasn't like I stepped on a rock and twisted. I just put my foot down and instantly I felt like this tugging and shooting pain in my left heel. Again, so I was looking at 11.1 miles. I was at, I think it was like mile 4 or something. So I had like 7 miles to go. And I thought, okay, we're going to work through this. We're going to be positive. And then 150, 200 yards later, it was like there's something wrong. There's dull pain, right? And dull pain is okay. At least in my book, dull pain, you slowly work through it. But this became absolutely shooting pain from around the bottom of my heel to the inside of my heel, around the inside of both ankles, and at least on my left foot, it was shooting up my Achilles. The next 2 miles were like, it was horrible. I was using my trekking poles instead of walking. I was using them as canes and really leaning on them, trying to get pressure off of my feet. In between Winding Stair and Waya Bald, you go through Waya Gap, and there's a road there. Now, I didn't know this before, and as I'm walking along, I'm like, man, if something happens, I got to find a road. And as I walked down, I came around a corner, and I could actually see the road. I walked out. It's the Waya Gap. Franklin's 13 miles away. And, everything just kind of like, I stopped walking and took my pack off, and it was just like straight up shooting pain. I realized at that point, I had to make a decision. Either I stop right now, get off and figure something out, or I could walk the next, at this point, as like another 5 miles to the Waya Bald shelter. But I also knew if I got up there, because the Waya Bald, the road up there was closed still. If I got up there and there is really something wrong with my feet, I got 5 miles back down. So I made the decision to go back into town, and had to wait about 30, 45 minutes for Sherpa Owl, and actually it was Sherpa Mom, his wife, that came and picked me up. And so Sherpa Owl, Sherpa Mom, and Sherpa Josh, the whole family does shuttling around there, and they're fantastic. And so she came and picked me up, got me down to the Hilltop Inn. When I got out of the car like 30 minutes later, I honestly could barely walk to my hotel room. I hadn't had pain like that ever before in my feet, ever. I had pretty bad plantar fasciitis where I wore the boots to bed. This was something different. Called my wife. We had some conversation. She calmed me down because she's amazing. And I was just like, there's no way. Like I knew I couldn't go back out in the next few days. And financially, I couldn't afford to sit in a hotel for 2 weeks. The urgent care that was in town didn't open until the next day, and they don't accept the VA patients because with the coverage. So I was gonna have to go spend like $40 to get a shuttle into the next town just to go get seen by urgent care, which is pretty much like, hey, there's a problem, go get seen by your primary care. And so I'd be wasting that money, plus you're talking $70+ a night for a hotel, plus food. And I didn't know how long this was going to go on. And you know, being on the AT is not cheap. You know, you can do it as cheaply as possible. But I mean, once you get stuck in town and you're spending $100 a day, if this was a 2-week deal, I mean, you do the math, right? Anyway, my wife Suzanne and I decided that I needed to go home, and we'll figure things out from there. So I have a plane flight tomorrow going back to Maine. Hopefully, we'll see, because they're getting pounded by snow in the Northeast. And Portland, Maine, where I'm supposed to fly into, as of today, they canceled all flights. So tomorrow we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get stuck in LaGuardia. And then I called the VA, and when I talked with the scheduling person, she's like, I need you to go talk to triage. So she sent me over to the nursing team, the triage over there. The nurse is like, we need to get you in as soon as possible. So they actually moved some stuff. And so Friday, I have an appointment to go in. So it's pretty amazing how fast things are happening. But hopefully on Friday, I have some answers. Suzanne and I keep talking. And like, when you say that you have a supportive spouse, I mean, Susanna's like, she's like the poster child for support. And so she's always pushing and helping and taking care of everyone, especially me. I'm a special case. So she's, you know, we both talked, and if this is something where, hey, it's 4 weeks, and, you know, maybe I got to wear, I don't know, a plastic air cast, or, I don't know, dip my feet in tar for a week, and then, I don't know, hot tub it, whatever I need to do, and then possibly get back out on the trail, then that's what I want to do. Sitting in the hotel for a few days, it just, like, I'm sitting there looking at pictures and I'm editing videos, and knowing how being on the trail made me feel, and knowing that I had to come off because of my freaking feet, it's very hard. The rest of my body and my mind, like mentally, spiritually, and I would say, I don't know, 93% physically, I felt amazing. Being on the Appalachian Trail was kind of everything that I envisioned. I knew it was going to suck, but I also knew that inside the bad stuff, there's amazing. And just, you know, spending the days walking and clearing your head and seeing the beautiful sights and finding something inside of yourself that you didn't realize was there, it's beautiful. And so it's very, very hard to step away, you know, like, okay, my knee's sore, I'll wrap up my knee. I need to take some Motrin, I'll take some Motrin. But having my feet just like basically scream and say absolutely no more, that's been tough. So, and I said in a previous video, there's one thing, you know, like if you're soft broke and, you know, okay, it takes a couple weeks to mend, or, you know, 4 weeks and then you're back. That's fantastic. Hard broke, where nothing's going to be the same again. The trail is not worth that to me. As much as it hurts me to say it, it wouldn't be worth it. I'll go soft broke all day long on the trail and take the Motrin and stuff. So we'll see. Again, Friday, I'm supposed to have the appointment. Hopefully have some answers. I don't know if they're going to send me for x-rays or whatever, but and then I will let you know. But every day that I had service out there, I had your comments. I had, you know, your thumbs up. It helped drive me. It's amazing what that feeling of community, of sharing your dream with other people and having them, you know, support you. It's an amazing feeling. And, I started the videos initially with the goal of telling my story for my family and friends, and the rest of you, that was it's a total bonus. It's a bonus. You got to get the bonus. Honestly, and at least I try to say thank you. I try to be as grateful as possible for everything that I have in life. And so I'm very grateful for you. And I thank you for your support. And man, I want to get back out there for me, but I also want to get back out there for you. So thank you for watching. And I will let you know as soon as I have a way forward. So stay tuned.